In 1998 finals, Michael Jordan averaged his lowest statistics in a three-peat run. But what really happened? Let's find out. In 1985, Jerry Krause became the general manager of the Bulls, bringing in talents like Scottie Pippen, Horace Grant, John Paxson, B.J. Armstrong and Cartwright. Later bringing in Dennis Rodman, Luke Longley and Steve Kerr as the championship rolled in. Krause wasn't afraid to make big moves. Back when he was general manager of the Bulls, denying Jordan on several occasions, Krause and Jordan had a strange relationship, and Jordan always mocking the 5'6" GM, famously calling him crumbs. Krause had denied Jordan on the trade-up with Cartwright, without giving in to signing him after Jordan said without Cartwright, they don't win the championship. Back then Jordan was God, and you don't agree with God, Krause said. Krause later brought in Phil Jackson as an assistant coach for Doc Collins, after taking over from Collins in 1989, and off we went to the three-peat era. In 1998, the Bulls was in disarray. Krause was said to have had issues with Phil Jackson, angry at the fact that they gave more credit to Jackson than him in the creation of the super team. Phil, on the other hand, has stated that would be his last season, as he has surpassed his coaching philosophy of 7 years for a team, having coached the Bulls for 9 years. Krause also paid some players less than they deserved, John Paxson for instance, to the surprise of Michael Jordan. Furthermore, he was harsh with his criticism on players like Scottie Pippen, which irritated the player. The season after their 5th championship began on a rough note when GM Jerry Krause shared the news that Scottie Pippen would need surgery. Pippen had re-injured his foot during the Eastern Conference Finals the previous year. Krause mentioned that the injury didn't respond to conservative treatment and anticipated that Pippen would be sidelined for about 3 months. He was hopeful that his younger players, specifically Scott Burrell and Kurt Booth, would rise to the occasion and help fill their significant gap. Chicago did a fantastic job of covering for his absence with a record of 24-10 before Pippen rejoined the team on January 10 in a game against Golden State. The Bulls finished the season with the league's best record, tied with Utah at 62-20. Jordan wrapped up the season averaging 28.7 points per game, winning his 5th MVP award and his 10th scoring title. Chicago went into postseason, feeling right at home as number 1 seed with the home court advantage. They faced the New Jersey Nets, a team they hadn't encountered in the playoffs before, and quickly took care of business by sweeping them in 4 games. Next up for the Bulls on their journey to the championship was the Charlotte Hornets. They put up more of a fight, managing to win 1 game, 78-76, and keeping Jordan to just 22 points. However, the Bulls took that loss seriously and went on to win the next 3 games decisively. Reggie Miller and the Indiana Pacers eliminated the Knicks in 5 games, paving the way for an exciting Pacers-Bulls matchup in the Eastern Conference Finals. In a bit of a messy Game 1, the Bulls struggled, shooting below 26% from the field and making 19 turnovers. The second game was a more accurate representation of Bulls basketball. The Pacers committed 19 turnovers and Michael Jordan scored 41 points, leading the Bulls to a victory with a final score of 104-98. Indiana triumphed over the Bulls in Game 3, with Reggie Miller shining by scoring 28 points and making critical shots when it mattered most. Michael Jordan had a tough time, missing 2 free throws in the final moments, allowing the Pacers to secure a 107-105 victory. In Game 4, Reggie Miller made a bold move by using a push-off on Jordan to get free, which helped the Pacers clinch the win and tie the series at 2 games each. The Bulls bounced back in Game 5 with a convincing win, at 1 point, leading by 33. Michael Jordan also reached a milestone, scoring his 35,000 career points, including both regular season and playoffs. However, in Game 6, Rick Smith and Dale Davis proved to be too much for the Bulls, evening the series at 3 games. This sets the stage for a thrilling Game 7 at the United Center, where the Bulls delighted their home crowd by defeating the Pacers 88-83, thanks to Tony Kukocz's impressive 14 points performance in the 3rd quarter. After the game, Jordan remarked, "We had to fight for everything we got." With this win, the Bulls were off to the finals for a second time against the Utah Jazz. The Bulls were dominant in the finals against the Utah Jazz, apart from the Game 1 defeats at the hands of Utah. In Game 6, the famous moments happened, the infamous shots. It all began with a play by Malone, Jordan and Steve Kerr bringing the ball up the court after seeing it from Malone. Steve Kerr made an unforgettable pass to Jordan, who was tightly guarded by Byron Russell. In an incredible move, Jordan faked Russell with a crossover dribble, leaped up, shot, and scored a jumper that put the Bulls ahead by 1 point. Jordan remarked, "I never doubted myself, I never doubted the whole game." Jackson reflected, "I think it was the best performance I've seen in a critical situation during an important game in a series." And Jordan, Pippen, Rodman, and Jackson left Chicago in the best possible way, on top of the basketball world. After a 2-year hiatus, Jordan made a comeback with the Washington Wizards. Meanwhile, Pippen voiced a desire to be traded mid-season, which was granted as he found himself with the Houston Rockets right after the finals. Dennis Rodman pursued new opportunities, signing as a free agent with the Los Angeles Lakers. Not to be outdone, Phil Jackson also joined the Lakers as the head coach. In the wake of these changes, the Bulls entered a rebuilding phase, experiencing years without a playoff contention until 2005. The talent and dominance exhibited by that legendary group over those 3 seasons is something Chicago may never witness again.